Hello everyone, this is CJR Mystic, and today we're talking about something that kind of came out of the blue last holiday season, and that is the Zach King Trickstarter series from Theory 11. This video is kind of like there's kind of two parts to it. I want to talk about it, and then I want to talk about some of the tips that I have that might help you just perform these things a little smoother, or just to help you out just a little bit. First of all, I want to say that I really like this as an idea. Theory 11 has partnered with Tenyo to produce these tricks and then sell them to the general public in common retail stores, the main one being Walmart. I was only able to find these at one Walmart, and I checked in the toy section. They weren't in the back there. I asked a Walmart employee, and they pointed me to the checkout aisle, where I found them next to Coca-Cola and Slim Jims and some toy called Magic Track. So that was just the closest relation, was Magic Track, Magic Tricks. Hey, it's the same thing, which is just goofy funny. The angle at which these tricks are being sold is a little odd, because on the ad copy somewhere it says perform these tricks on social media. Okay, great. Well, in order for this company to market them, Blake Voigt has to perform them on social media. So there's already videos of somebody doing these tricks on social media. And then if you are someone who bought this to do it on social media, you're just inviting everyone in the comments section to go, oh yes, I have that trick too, or yeah, that trick works because of XYZ. And so I don't really see that as the outlet for where these tricks should be demonstrated. I think it's exclusively just for home use only, friends and family. Unfortunately, I also need to point out that these tricks aren't exactly affordable for what they are. $20, okay, but that's for one of them. But if you want to get all of them, it's $100. And there is a deal on the Theory 11 website where you can buy them at a discounted price, but it's only like 20 bucks off or something. And I still don't see that as enough for what these things are, especially because some of them are even sold by the main company, Tenyo, for cheaper. So I don't really understand who can buy this, because if you want to buy it for someone, that means you either, because you can't see it, there's no way you saw it at Walmart. You saw it online somewhere and then went out of your way to pick it up. Or you're a magician who has disposable income and you just bought all of them. With all that in mind, as much as I like this concept, I don't know if the marketing, execution, and distribution is working out that well for this. But that's Theory 11's problem to solve, not yours. For you, in this video, I've been playing with some of these things a little bit, and I've discovered little stuff that might help you to perform them just a little bit smoother if you have them. If you don't have these things, let me say now, and you don't have the money for them, but you'd just like to know what's going on here, I invite you to read the description for this video. If this is something that interests you, you can get it for essentially half the price from a magic dealer, and I'll put that link in the description. A lot of the instruction tells you to hold it up here and then it appears. You can hold it here and get the same effect just by squeezing the sides. Also, maybe you don't want that flash appearance. You can show the envelope, right? And then have the cash appear that way. This particular prop does not move as smoothly as some of the ones that Tenyo has produced in the past. And it might be because of this decal, I don't know. And because of that, the restoration of the crayon looks a little obvious. So the tip I have for you, if you have this, among other things, is that because it's a crayon, crayons break anyway and just snap in half. And you don't have to show that part happening. You can just do this. Yes? And dump out the pieces. And then, when you put the pieces back, you put the middle piece in first, and then you move this section over. Yes? So that way, when you put the other pieces in, you can just restore it instantly, and the restoration is a lot smoother. You want that smooth restoration, because otherwise it's kind of like a, which is not what you want. It kind of goes without saying that you can't, that people understand that there's something tricky going on with this box. And so, because of that, and because it's just friends and family that you're showing this to, this is an opportunity to just let them play with something. This is more of a 3D illusion than it is something you present as a magic trick. And so I'm perfectly fine with letting friends and family just, giving them a backstage view of how some of these things work and just letting them play around with this. And the truth is, you can buy cheapo versions of this online, and as nice as it is that they made it look like a crayon box, considering you can just show this to your family and let them play with it later, it really doesn't matter that it looks like anything. If you want to get crafty, you can buy one of those cheapo ones, and if you're just super good at Photoshop, you could probably just make your own decal and stick it on one of those, which may or may not be what they did. The key coin mystery, or Zone Infinity, this is probably my favorite one. If you're going to spend $20 on any of these, spend $20 on this one. This is a rarity. Tenyo does not currently produce this, and you want to show at the beginning that it can't, there's no way, it won't go through. And then what you want is just that smooth, and then you move the, you can move the chain around too, so that way the noise gets covered, yes. And you also don't want to show the slit in the box, because otherwise that kind of gives the game away as well. Yeah, that's the stuff, man. And if you really wanted to, you could just have this displayed on a coffee table or a shelf somewhere in your house, just like this. And then you just wait and wait and wait for somebody to ask about it. And then you take the key out and show the coin inside. If you've got $20 to spend on one of them, this is it. The next one is just a small tip. For the appearing car, when I presented this to my family, I had my phone and I played Evanescence. And you just ham it up because it's such a goofy prop. But to make this work, this part anyway, to work a little smoother, what I did was I just kind of messed with the cardboard on the back and just kind of warped it up just a little so that way I could wedge my fingernail in there. So that way when you need to do the flash appearance, it's a lot easier to just get it to happen with one hand. This last effect is something that came out recently through Trickstarters. It's also a main Tenyo item, and that is this. This is Mr. Danger, and for some reason they decided to name it Holy Grail for Trickstarters. I don't know who's coming up with these names. The first thing you'll notice is this base. This is a 3D printed base, which I'll put a link in the description for where you can get this if you want to make it. This helps to keep everything together rather than just have the swords just, lying in a pile. And then you want to change the premise for what this is. So when I showed it to my family, I had my phone off to the side, and I just said, I have made a prediction of where each of you will stab this man. And so you go around the table, and you let everybody, take a stab at him somewhere, and show all the swords going through. And then you tell them, I've actually been lying. I have no idea. I didn't make a prediction. I have no idea where you could have put those swords. In spite of that, there's something else I need to share with you. And then you open up the box to show Mr. Danger. And that has a little more going on for it than just the man goes in the box and now the swords go in the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's just too much. And then anyway, so that's why I like the faux prediction premise rather than what's, sold. You're also going to want to put a piece of tissue paper in between the cover and the box. That way, when you're putting the swords in, you can't see all the way through the holes. Kind of just like how you don't want to see all the way through the box in the key coin mystery. That is all I have to share in terms of thoughts and tips for Zach King's Trickstarters. Again, I do like this as a concept. I think it'd be really cool if these were sold in Walmart and Target and you could just pick them up. But unfortunately at the moment, there's only one Walmart near me that sells them, and the price is a little too great for the short interaction that you're probably going to have with these items. And let me clarify what I mean by that, because I spend $20 or more on magic tricks all the time. These are toys, and toys are typically aimed at kids. Each one of these is $20. If you're a kid with a limited budget, you're probably going to want to take your $60 a little further than just 3 items. And if you're that age and you want to do magic, there's no reason for you to buy any of this stuff. There's still plenty of magic tricks to learn out there that don't require you to go buy a physical prop. Just as well, if these kinds of magic tricks interest you, I invite you to do a deep dive into the world of Tenyo. I'll put a link in the description to a bunch of Tenyo magic tricks. If you don't have money for them, I'd like to share that I think it's more important for you to understand how they work if you have an interest in magic, more so than owning items that maybe you'll even only use once. I don't know. And if that's the case, I do invite you to read the description, because I'm going to try something a little different. All right, that's all for today's video. I'll see you next time.